Oh my God. All right. Well, this is wacky. We've got so I can just like loop the videos now. And so I can just do it that way. We're doing another vertical live. I think we're gonna be sticking around with these. They're kind of fun, you know. But I got this video. So this is what's it called? That Richard Lorenzo. That's right. Is talking to witches as usual. You know, he's doing his witch thing, right? And he's so yeah, I know we're all gonna hear at some point about how he's a he was a dual inducted warlock and all that type of stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna get into it. Here we go. Let me switch over to the thingy with the there it goes. See, perfect. All right.
Used to be Christian or something like that?
At one point, but I also run a haunted house in Casadega.
I've been to that haunted house in Casadega. So like, what's the craziest spiritual experience you've ever seen out there?
My setmate was...
Dude, Casadega is, if you're not familiar, if you're not from Florida, you're not going to know what it is probably. But it is like supposedly the witch capital of planet Earth. It's just to us here in Florida. It's the witch capital of the planet. I don't even know what that means necessarily. All I really know is that I just remember going there and they had like palm readings and stuff in like convenience stores, which was kind of odd. You know, you go to the Circle K to like pick up a pack of cigarettes and you can also get your palm read just right there in the convenience store. So kind of weird.
Actually like antagonizing the ghosts in our room. The wardrobe door was open and slammed shut in the hallway, and there's a bunch of toys for the kids down there. Children spirits.
You could see in the spirit?
Yeah.
I love how they're like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? Let's hear it. And they're like, the door closed. What's that? That was pretty, whoa. Doors just closing. Wow, man. Boy, are ghosts useless. Jeez Louise.
Younger.
You wonder if they're just like sitting there like it's a new, you know, like the movie Ghost. They're like, oh my God, I did it. I shut the door. Oh my God. I can't. Now my hand's just going right through it again. Shit, how did I do that? How do we? Oh my God. Why is it so hard to touch stuff?
I remember seeing like a little boy standing at the edge of my bed when I lived up in Pennsylvania. It felt
okay. The materialized little boy. Fair enough. That's pretty good.
Like the sleep paralysis at the time.
It happened to me.
Never mind, it was a dream. It was, forget it. She took it right back. It's like, man, that's pretty improv. You were doing sleep paralysis.
So I was in my bed. A spirit was coming to try to enter me. I didn't believe in God. Raised Catholic.
And if you want somebody to enter you, just go to, where is it? AdamandEve.com. That's right. Go to AdamandEve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout. No, I'd say we're just doing a short one. But if you want to hit the like button or tap the screen, I guess that's how you do it on these, right? You just tap the screen. Anyway, yeah, because they're just stealing everything from TikTok, apparently. Which, holy Lord, it took me forever to figure out how to like a live stream on TikTok. I was just like, what the fuck? There's no like button. I don't know. Where's the little heart button? There's a little heart and you tap that. What is going on? And then I'd see other people be tapping like, how are they doing this? Where is it? No, you got to tap the screen.
I just started saying, Our Father who art in heaven. And I remember, and a light came and it left. I just started getting into voodoo, Santeria, shamanism, chakra balancing, tarot card reading. And then I had a supernatural encounter with the highest power in my apartment all alone. The presence of God entered my room, knocked me to the ground, and I started getting delivered from demons. It changed my life. And I never thought it was Jesus. I just want to encourage you guys, if you seek, you will find.
Yeah, it's sort of the problem with confirmation bias. That is actually a fact. If you seek and you've already decided what you're going to find, guess what? You're going to find it, because that's the way our brains work. We look for patterns.
And what's this stuff?
These are Vault Boys. This is a Silent Hill nurse. We have
Silent Hill nurse. Hell yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Those nurses were fucking terrifying. Holy shit.
Slender Man over here. A few other random critters.
Slender Man. That's pretty cool. That's a creepypasta creature that really took off for some reason. It, just got in some. Oh, that's the tentacle version. You can see they got the little tentacles. It's like it's a man in a suit without a face, but he's got tentacles. Sure. They're like not weird enough. Let's let's add some tentacles. That'll do it.
I also do printmaking, so I have a lot
I would love it if like the tentacles had like little cufflinks. You know what I mean? Like, well, that would be adorable. You know?
of original artwork, and I do my prints also on some t-shirts and tote bags. And then I also have some of my framed prints hanging up in the art gallery at the moment. I made those too. That's my Annabelle doll.
Okay, I was gonna say that. I love that it's the actual Annabelle doll too, and not like the porcelain, creepy looking one from the movies. No, and it's not even It wasn't even named Annabelle. It was just Raggedy Ann, because it was just a Raggedy Ann doll. The most unscary thing you could have in your room. Yeah, that's what spawned all those stupid movies.
Look at you. I see the cross right there. On your
My hand.
used to be Christian or something like that?
At one point, but I also run a haunted house, so
Where at?
in Casadega.
I've been to that haunted house in Casadega. So like, what's the...
Does he? Wow. Okay, I heard that at the beginning, but I was like, they must have clipped, because they clip stuff out or whatever at the beginning, and I was like, maybe that he just took out a part where she's saying the specific haunted house in Casadega. He's like, no, I've been to that one. That's the one I've been to. Yep. No. Yeah. No. I probably. You know what? I bet I've seen you before. It's Casadega, dude. There's like one fucking haunted house in the whole city. The city that is, by the way, the witch capital of Florida, just has the one haunted house. Good God.
Craziest spiritual experience you've ever seen out there, just in general?
I think it was probably my first or second year when my setmate was actually like antagonizing the ghosts in our room.
The first or second year of what?
I remember the wardrobe door was open and slammed shut.
There was nobody there. Like, it just closed on its own, like by a spirit.
Yep, yeah.
How about the toys?
In the hallway, there's a fire hydrant at the end of the hall, and there's a bunch of toys for the kids down there.
It's children spirits.
There's children spirits?
Yeah.
You've seen them?
Yes.
So you could see in the spirit?
Yeah. I see them. I'm very sensitive. They always try to talk to me and whatnot.
So are you like a psychic?
I wouldn't say psychic, but I would say gifted.
You've had this since you were a little girl?
Yeah, crazy.
I'm not quite to the psychic level, there's you got to work up to that. I am gifted, I'm in those classes where you're deemed to be a little bit better than everybody else.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the first time you ever seen something in the spirit?
I think when I was younger, maybe like 5 or 6, I remember seeing like a little boy standing at the edge of my bed when I lived up in Pennsylvania.
And what did you feel when you saw the little boy?
It felt like the sleep paralysis at the time, and I kind of...
Because that's what it was. It was just sleep paralysis. First of all, why are you doing the coming up, like, the clips that we're supposed to be looking forward to, like, happen within like the first 2 minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes 33 seconds.
Just at that point accepted what was happening, and now I'm here.
Happened to me too. I was in my bed and like my peripherals opened up and I could see everything, and a spirit was coming to try to enter me. And I've actually seen spirits, angels, demons. Do you believe in angelic and demonic spirits?
Yes.
So like, you've seen angels in the spirit?
Yes, certainly. I definitely have. Because I've seen good and I've seen bad. So especially like when I go into cemeteries.
God damn, the like simplicity of the way that these people think is amazing. I've seen good and I've seen bad. So it's the good, angels, bad, demons. Like
sometimes I can feel like that certain people have passed away or they're trying to communicate with me. So
like angelic and demonic spirits, what do you think they're like, I guess, opposing or fighting over?
I don't think they're actually like fighting with each other.
They're not. It's more of a game of cards. Like they're just in a very intense game of poker that just sort of goes on perpetually for all eternity.
I think they're just trying to sometimes get that answer so they can fully cross over to the other side, honestly.
So you think angelic and demonic spirits were once humans?
Yes,
Oh,
100%.
okay.
I've seen angels. They weren't.
Okay, I was gonna say because like that's not what he thinks. This is where it's just like it's the stupids colliding. Like it's like his stupid is like his religious Christian stupid is like colliding with her whatever the hell stupid she's got going on. Like I don't know, what do you paranormal bullshit, mystic, I don't know. But both the stupids are colliding. Now he's got to let this lady know. Actually, as somebody who knows everything, because I decided that I do. It's called faith. That's how you just decide that you know stuff. And they're not actually dead people. No, they are angels and demons. They were created by God to be angels originally. And then, 1/3 of them got their butts kicked out of heaven because one of them just got too pompous. You know, he was like, I actually want to be the God. So then they was, yeah, nope, y'all getting at it. That's like what he actually believed. Watch, let's see how he breaks it down.
Humans. When I was younger, I used to have supernatural experiences, and I didn't know what it was either. When I had that sleep paralysis, I was scared out of my mind. It was a demon trying to enter me. I didn't believe in God.
No, it was what you just said, man. It was sleep paralysis. Like, why use those words? Why use the psychology words if you're just going to be like, but it was a demon trying to enter me? No, it was literally sleep paralysis. We know what this is. We know neurologically like how it works and everything.
Catholic, so I just started saying, Our Father who art in heaven. And I remember, because I was scared, and a light came and it left. I just started getting into voodoo, Santeria, shamanism, chakra balancing, tarot card reading. I was going to be a dual inducted warlock. And then,
all right, everybody drink. He said dual inducted warlock. God, he's so stupid.
I had a supernatural encounter with the highest power in my apartment all alone. The presence of God entered my room, knocked me to the ground, and I started getting delivered from demons. And when I got filled with the Holy Spirit, it changed my life. And I never thought...
These people looking at each other like, oh, okay, so this guy's crazy. I don't know. So he's just kind of still going. Like, he's just going to keep going with what he's saying, I guess.
It was Jesus. So I just tell people all the time, like, that Jesus was not just a Christ conscious. He was a real person that walked this earth. He's the fullness of God.
What the hell is it with the Christ conscious thing? What is that? Where's it coming from? Because I feel like I keep hearing this all over the place, and Christians really don't like it. They're like, no, it's not. He's not a conscious. No, it's Christ Jesus, my Lord and Savior, bro. He lives in my heart. All right.
Bodily. The Bible says that the image of the invincible God. I never studied the Bible, but I think there's a lot of religion now where people read the letter, but they don't have experience. So the letter doesn't come alive, and because the letter doesn't come alive, it becomes religion. Religion is really a lack of faith, because when you're trying to believe in something that you've never experienced, you get angry, you get controlling, you get kind of weird. But when you've experienced the letter come alive.
Not weird. You're not weird at all. Dude, this is normal what you're saying.
Alive in your life. For example, I got healed of an incurable disease I had for 9 years. That's the letter coming alive, because the Bible says you'll lay hands on the sick, they'll be healed. So like, I believe both of you have a calling in the prophetic, because you're a seer. You can see in the spirit. Even you're prophetic. You have good discernment. So like,
I love how he just starts saying stuff to people, and like he just starts telling people what they are, and the politeness kicks in, and so many people are, you could tell they're like, no, that's not right. But like, don't speak. Yeah, no, okay, sure, yeah, okay. Well, he's just kind of saying that it is anyway. So I just, it's awkward to disagree. So I'm just gonna let him have it, and just to let him make up shit that he thinks he knows about me, and I'll just nod along, because anything to end this goddamn conversation as soon as possible.
Like, these gifts that you guys have, like, God wants to take it higher and use it for his glory. I will say this: spirits can shapeshift.
Yeah, my house that I used to live in right down the street, we had like...
I will say, on a related note, spirits can shapeshift. Okay, we can talk about that too, Richie. Okay.
A mimic or something in our house. My husband was always...
Great movie. They were bugs. They were giant beetle moth bugs, right? But they kind of look like a person when they like in a trench coat, and it's the way they blend in. It's a great movie.
Kind of afraid and nervous every time you saw it, because she liked to imitate me. For me, it felt comforting, like there was a guardian spirit of some sort out there.
It happened to my wife too. When I had that encounter with God and I got saved, she was my girl at the time, pregnant with my first child. I told her, like, I'm a Christian now, and like all these things. She was
okay. Ember to the rescue, knowing stuff. Of course, she knows everything. That is, let's see. Ember said, Christ consciousness comes from a book in the 80s where a guy tried to mix evangelical ideas with new age woo-woo. Oh, okay, that makes sense. You get Jesus energy infecting your brain, apparently, according to the book. Why not? He's just adding in the character, that people pretend to cannibalize. I mean, unless you're Catholic, then you actually cannibalize them, apparently. But so sure, they're gonna buy it. They don't really have much of an epistemic standard, it seems.
Pissed off, like, what the heck? Like, and I slept in a different room. That same night, she had an encounter with a shape-shifting, two shifting spirits that came and looked exactly like me and tried to have sex with her. That led her to actually pick up the Bible, read it. Demons, like, they can...
There's something weird about this story. Okay, I'm going to let him continue. But obviously the story's bullshit. But it feels almost like he's trying to get out of something. Like, I almost wonder if he was trying to grape his wife, you know, and then he's like, that wasn't me, that was a demon. No, shit. Oh yeah, they can shapeshift. Yep, no, they can do that. That wasn't me. That was a demon that looked exactly like me, trying to grape you or whatever.
Make you think that they're children spirits. They can make you think that they're whatever spirits, but they're really demonic spirits. Yeah. And the highest power is Jesus, and he's the only way.
Jesus is 2,000-year-old worm food. Yep. Those worms are full and probably all dead themselves, to be honest. Those worms have become worm food by this point.
And when we get filled with his spirit, our entire life changes. We get peace not from external things. It's an inner impartation of God's peace that makes no sense. Like the Bible says, peace that surpasses all understanding. God is really breaking religion off of his church right now. He's calling people, his remnant, back into the church.
What is the music? It's like, whoa, that's hard to focus. I'd have the hardest time listening to this guy. I'm like, I don't know, something's going on the stage back there. Can you hold off until the wiggly voice lady's done? Because I got to see this.
Dismantling the powers of religion that have kept people away from the church and just like almost like turned off. He was going from like all around Jerusalem, casting devils out in the temples. He was going into the synagogues, aka churches, casting demons out of the people who were
aka churches. Like people are like, oh no, a sin of what? A sin of Gogs. What is the sin of Gog? I don't even know what that is. Oh, church. Oh, thank you. Thanks for clarifying, buddy.
Supposedly followers of Yahweh, healing the sick supernaturally, and the Pharisees, the religious leaders, hated him because he moved in power. He was prophetic. He would get words of knowledge. He would say things to people about their life that there was no way he could have known. He moved in power and in love. So what we
music, it's amazing. I'm sorry. Okay.
See a lot now in the churches, we see a lot of religion, like back in Jesus's days. What he does is he takes people like fishermen, people who are in witchcraft, people who was in witchcraft. I was a drug dealer, like a high-level drug dealer. He takes people out.
Wait, are the fishermen are analogous to drug dealers? Is that why? Hold on, we gotta go back. I gotta hear that again. Because like, he's like, he takes people like fishermen, drug dealers, basically, you know, and which, you know, demon possessed people to why are you that sounds kind of like fishermanist, you know what I mean?
They encounter him and then he uses them to break religion, but there is a way, and the only way is Christ. So there really is no other way. I just want to encourage you guys to seek. If you seek, you encounter him. Like back in Jesus's days, what he does is he takes people like fishermen, people who are in witchcraft, people who was in witchcraft. I was a drug dealer, like a high-level drug dealer. He takes people out. They encounter.
So it takes people like fishermen, people that are in witchcraft, you know, like drug dealers. It's fucking what, man? What are you talking about?
Him, and then he uses them to break religion, but there is a way, and the only way is Christ. So
he uses them to break religion. God damn, I swear this is just like a product of like religious people just being able to say anything and everybody's like, yeah, sure. You know, like they just get so used to just, as long as it's like in this little realm of Christianese nonsense, like you can just say whatever you want and everybody just, yeah, sure. Until you get to like a normal person, then they look at you like this. Like, okay, when is this going to be over? Can we talk about, can you be someplace else, please?
There really is no other way. I just want to encourage you guys to seek. If you seek, you will find.
I have found. I've been in and I've been out. So I literally stepped back out probably over the past year. It was a Catholic church, and sadly,
Catholics are basically Satanists, lady. You missed it. You got to do the right. You got to do the right Christian, my kind. Whatever kind his is.
To become more of like a cult than an actual church, and that's how I felt. And they supported my narcissistic ex-husband, and at that point I was like,
I want to tell you the truth. The Catholic Church came 400 years after the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. What they saw was the influence of Christ taking over. Those are the ones that killed the real Christians. They mixed their pagan worship with Christ's teachings to create Catholicism. I just say this, a spirit-filled
God damn, that is so funny. Okay, so got his like conspiracy ridden interpretation of what, like religion, like where religions came from. All like the Catholic Church is the oldest Christian church, dude. Like it is what all of the other Christian churches sprang from. They remember when the Protestant, he like nailed the thesis to the door because he was like, I don't believe the stuff that the Catholics are saying or whatever. Like that like the Christian church, if you look it up, oldest Christian church, it's Catholic. It was called something different at first, but it was the Catholic Church. I just can't think of what it was originally called.
Church where the power of God is and his presence, you ain't gonna experience what you experience. That's not spirit-filled. A spirit-filled church is where the Holy Spirit is, where his power is.
I'm on a different kind of life path right now. So like I still believe in God. He has saved me when I had the ovarian cancer scares. I have him kind of like in the back seat. He's still there, but I'm just kind of doing my own thing right now. Fully believe in it. I know he's still a thing. There's also a lot of things in the Bible that there's also like within witchcraft and everything else too, because I mean like the crystals and
I know a lot of Christian witches.
Yeah, dude. Christian witches, they're everywhere, right? It's gaining popularity somehow. Like I don't that's like I don't know, it just feels like being a Jewish Nazi or something. I don't really feel like it makes any sense.
Example, crystals, like the high priest would wear them on their garments, and it'd be different types of crystals, but they didn't wear it for protection. It was
Stephen Miller is a thing. So shit. Anyway, no, forget it.
It was actually symbolic of certain things in the Bible. But what happens now, and this is what I've seen, this is what I did, actually I had thousands of dollars worth of crystals, is we take an object that God created, it could be the grass, and we worship it and say, this gives me power, this gives me healing when God wants to be our healer. So I had thousands of dollars worth of crystals. I was deep.
The band is pretty horrific. I gotta like, oh my God, thank God it's done. Oh my God. The blood's gonna drip down if I move my headphones any kind of way. It's all pulled up in here. You can't see it, but
but I realized like this in my heart, I just knew this isn't it. Like you said, I was always like kind of like I'm going deeper. Like
what about all the people that know in their heart that it is it? And there's lots of them, dude. So since that's all any of y'all have to go on is I felt good. It felt like it might be true. Since that's, I guess, how you determine if things are true or not. I don't know.
I want to figure it out. And when I encountered the supernatural presence of God, when he came into my apartment as someone who had altars all around, sage, I used to put the salt in corners, I used to take the herb baths. I was doing all these works, spending all this time. And
the Jewish golem recipe was pretty funny. They do have the golem thing. I remember that from that book Dragon Tears. It's very obscure. If anybody knows what I'm talking, it's a Dean Koontz book. Anyway, and it was Gollum in it. It was pretty cool, and that was when I learned for the first time what the fuck those are. And then I saw an X-Files episode about golems, and I was like, oh shit.
Effort and money and it was like
isn't that weird when you like learn about a thing and then it's everywhere, It's weird.
It was honestly exhausting. But when I encountered the presence of God and he delivered me and healed me and changed my life, it gave me, again, you can't know this peace until you get filled with the peace. But it is a decision that God gives us all.
And if you want to get filled with a piece of dildo, go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code, Brentley. That's me, Brently. Get your butt some stuff. And stuff your butt. Okay, there we
go. Free will to choose. Either we choose it or we don't. Like you said, like you believe, but he's kind of in the backseat because you're seeking. You guys know the gospel? It's simple. It's just good news. We fell short because of sin, right? God never wanted.
Gospel, the word, it's real simple. It means good news. Okay, good one, man.
An expiration date on our body. This is a product of sin. In the garden, he gave Adam and Eve humanity free will to choose from the life source of the tree of life, which is a life system following God, waiting on him leading the way, or the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is being self-conscious.
Are you what? Nothing you're saying's making any kind of sense, dude. And this is literally made up like that. I don't even think like a theologian, somebody that like actually went to school for religion, which is just going to school, just wasting school, by the way. But they would be like, what the hell are you talking about? That was not what the tree of life was, man. And then the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, it's pretty goddamn self-explanatory, man. Like, what do you, it's the knowledge of, like, now you know what good and evil is. Just like Satan said when he was explaining it to the rib lady. She was like, what are you doing? And he's like, you know, you're going to be like God, knowing the difference between good and evil. He didn't say you were going to become God. Okay, that's what Christians like to lie about that passage there. But no, Satan just told her the truth. It was like, no, you're going to become like God in the sense that you will know the difference between good and evil, because that's what that tree does. And God actually was the liar in that story when he said, on that day, you shall surely die. And they didn't die on that day. You know, it's weird. The serpent told the truth, God told a lie, and yet somehow God's the good guy of the story. I don't know.
And following ourselves. He gave us free will because he never wanted us to love him like robots, because that's not love. We decided, Adam and Eve, the first creation, to follow Satan and be like God, knowing good and evil, but no one could know good and evil and be perfect. And that's why we experience depression, heartbreak, the betrayals, anger.
Where do you want me to come on? You want I got the products from AdamandEve.com, so I can come on. You want me to come on you? I don't, on your face probably, right? That's the fun place to do it, right? Okay. Lost a bunch of viewers there. They're like, ew, he's talking about coming on people's faces, man. I'm out of here. I'm out.
Murder in our heart, dad leaving our life, not being there, or being abusive, all these things, it's because of sin. And Jesus came to break all that. He came and he
came all over the disciples' faces. I'm not listening to what he's saying.
Sinless. There's no human that can walk this earth sinless. That's why he's God. The Bible says he's the fullness of God bodily. That's the Spirit of God.
That's why he's God? Okay, sure. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
He was everywhere right now. Omniscient. Entered a human vessel. Lowered himself.
Nitty! Hey, Nitty's here. What's going on? I'm bringing Nitty's comment to the forefront. What's up, Nitty? How you doing? Doing okay? You're looking good. Miss seeing you around. Let me see, where's the thing with this stuff? There it is. Hold on. There's Nitty. Boom. Look at that, everybody. Nitty's here. All right, anyway. What were you saying though? How do you know what the Bible means? Oh, y'all are in your own little thing over here, aren't you? Oh, Christ save me. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, have fun with that. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to make good conversations. I can't believe Christians would hang out in this live stream. That is just the strangest way to use your time.
More than the angels he created, and lived a perfect life to give himself in as a sacrifice, to shed perfect blood. Blood is life, sin is death. The only way that the sins of all of our humanity can be wiped clean is by the blood of a perfect human. No more animals, bulls, and goats. We don't need to do that anymore. We only do blood rituals.
Do you know how insane this sounds? Hold on. I love how they just breeze through this unbelievable bullshit and they act like it's just so normal what they're saying. It's called, we're going to hear it again because, wow. So you got to have blood because blood magic, you know, we believe in blood magic. Yeah, because apparently it's 1,000,000 fucking years ago. What the hell is going on? How do they still have this blood magic shit going through their head like it's true?
Blood is life, sin is death. The only way that this
blood is life, sin is death. Continue.
Sins of all of our humanity can be wiped clean is by the blood of a perfect human. No more
by the. It sounds like he's in a zombie movie, or not a zombie. I'm sorry, a mummy movie. The only way to break the curse is if you have the blood of a perfect human. We got to find one of those.
For animals, bulls, and goats, we don't need to do that anymore. We only do blood rituals. Now it's Jesus, because he's
never needed to. You never needed to do blood rituals, because that's fucking bad shit.
The only human who walked this earth perfect, that shed his blood to the world. So the good news is that if you really believe he's your Lord, really believe he was buried and rose by the power of the Holy Spirit, and repent, he'll fill you with his spirit and it'll change your life and you'll never be the same again. And the only way to heaven is not through doing good things like works.
Don't do good things, because that won't. It's like as soon as you think, hey, maybe he's going to use this religion to get people to behave better and stuff, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You could be a dick. It's nothing to do with anything. So don't be good, because it doesn't even matter.
It's by putting our faith, like true faith, in the only one who was perfect and never sinned, and following him. Faith is following, repenting of everything. And he wants y'all to get filled with his love. But that's the gospel. That's the good news.
And if you want to get filled with something else, something more fun, well, I don't know if it's more fun than love, but go to adamandeve.com and go with Bradley. Okay. Quick but often. That's how we do ads around here.
Can I say a prayer for y'all? That you would encounter the love of God.
Are you serious? Come on, man. Did you leave it in the video?
The highest power.
Looking around like, look at their faces right now. I don't know if I want to. Do we want to be prayed for on camera near our ghost dolls? I don't know.
I guess sure.
So, Father.
I got whatever, 5, 6. Yeah. You know what? Go for it, buddy. It's you do your thing, man. Okay? Jesus Christ.
Lord, I thank you for these two women who I know seek truth. Lord, I pray in Jesus' name that they would encounter you, heal them in their heart, and let them encounter your love. Have angels surrounding them, and go back to Casadega with warring angels that will reveal truth, Lord. I pray against any demonic spirit trying to bring deception. I pray for truth, Lord. Truth, truth, truth. In Jesus' name we pray.
Truthy, the truth and truthness. Truthy, as long as I say truth, a whole bunch, then that means what I'm saying is actually true. It's like it's almost like they try to do the Trump thing where you just repeat the bullshit so often that people just sears into people's brains as if it's not an obvious lie, And they're just like, truth to Jesus, truth, Jesus, truth. And it's like, dude, you can call it truth all you want. It doesn't make it truth. Okay?
Amen. God bless y'all.
Thank you. Yeah, amen. Amen to what I said. You're welcome. Thank you for providing some fun there. I enjoy those. I really do enjoy that guy. He's just such an idiot, and such an arrogant idiot. And those are the best kind in a lot of ways. I mean, until they get into like positions of power, then it's not so funny anymore. But where are we at here? Dude, this video confused the hell out of me. See if y'all can follow what the hell is going on in this video, okay? Because I'm lost. And where's Ember at? She can figure this out, I'm sure. She's probably already noticed. She's like, oh, it's that video. All right, take it. No, actually, I don't even need to watch it. Look, here's what happened. Guys done the thing with the blah, blah, blah. All right, hold on. Let me get the screen back up there for you guys to see. All right.
So how is it that Moses can be considering Christ's disapproval if Christ wasn't around for him to disapprove?
Yeah, that is a great question. Hi, my name is Anil Kanda.
What? Like, how is... and he started with the question that's supposed to, that we're supposed to be waiting on, I guess. But what? Great. I don't know. Tell me what you think.
And in this amazing video, we're going to see a debate that took place between atheist Alex O'Connor and Christian apologist David Wood. Alex's argument hones in on this idea that Jesus really isn't.
I got to find that actual debate at some point, because I would actually like to go through that.
God. And rather, this was a later invention of the church and some of the apostles and church fathers. He also deals with the fact that you don't see Christ explicitly say he is God. However, in that debate, God Logic, aka Avery, shows up and asks Alex O'Connor a powerful question that stops him in his track. Let's watch this.
Dave has already talked about the angel of Yahweh. And there is the suggestion that the angel of Yahweh is Jesus. That doesn't seem to make much sense to me. For a start, if you turn to Hebrews chapter 1, the very first verse says, in the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son. In these last days. If Jesus is the angel of the Lord, way back in Exodus, the story of the Exodus. Why is it that Hebrews says he's only spoken to us through the Son in the last few days?
Got a question
Sorry,
from
everyone.
Avery. All right.
Hey, oh, dude, right behind him is the atheist guy that does Atheist Church. You see that? That's funny. I didn't I didn't go up, and there's Nate Sala. Dude, everybody was at. Why do I know all these people? What the fuck is my life?
All right, for sure. What's going on, guys? So this is a question for Alex, man. How you doing, man?
Hey,
you mentioned
God logic.
Yes, yes, sir. You mentioned in Hebrews 1
He knows him.
where God is speaking, or God spoke to our, through prophets. Now He
He's nervous. I think he's nervous.
speaks to us through His Son, and you're saying, where was Jesus then?
It's the guy holding the microphone, just giving you the death stare. He's giving you a death stare while holding the microphone. Like they can't have like a mic stand. They have to have this guy there to just be like, you better do good. You better do it. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't sound like, oh, you're messing up. He's messing up. Guys, he's messing up. He's messing. This is funny. It's funny. Be better, dude. Like, no, I'm gonna keep staring at you. No, yeah, that's my job. My job is to make you uncomfortable. Okay.
And back then He should have been active. And so, regarding Hebrews, I just want to read you this and get your thoughts on this. Okay, it's Hebrews 11. Regarding Moses, it says, by faith, Moses, and I'm going to just skip down to 25 and 26 for time, choosing rather to be mistreated with the people of God than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin, he considered the reproach of Christ greater wealth than the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking to the reward. So how is it that Moses can be considering Christ's disapproval if Christ wasn't around for him to disapprove?
Was everybody like, whoa? What? Like, fucking what? Like, I swear, they act like this. The words of this book are just like so like, whoa. I don't understand what what his point is at all. Other than I guess maybe Alex O'Connor is trying to say that the concept of Jesus, because it didn't come around until later or whatever, right? Which is obvious. They rehabbed the Old Testament and stuff and added Jesus into it to make it, match with their Judaism 2.0, which is Christianity, right? That's clearly what happened. But didn't Alex O'Connor just cite a verse that said that in these days, that's when Jesus is like, whatever he said that it was different back then in the same book. So all you're basically doing, God logic, is demonstrating that in the same book, it contradicts itself. That's it. That's what you've demonstrated here. But it's some kind of get to him, I guess.
Yeah, that is a great question. So Christ there, he regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as greater value than the treasures of Egypt because he was looking ahead to his reward. Now, that's something which I think it's a good point. I mean, of course, I can offer a Christological interpretation of this, which sort of says that Christ is promised as the Redeemer of mankind, and we're looking at this in retro. Where's he gone?
Oh my God. Yeah, you just listen now. Like he is all over the place. He just doesn't even know what to do. This is exactly why even follow these people down these lines of debate? I don't know why the fuck Alex does this. Honestly, the way he just like no, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna pretend like I understand your theology and then try to find contradictions in there and stuff. I'm just like, why even do that, dude? You don't need to do all this. It's not true. It doesn't matter. This is why the Fundies love you so much, Alex, is because you constantly just validate their bullshit.
Oh, there you are. And we're looking and just dropped it and left.
But I guess he just walked off. We're not. We can't see it from this direction, but I can see it just walked off, which is why he was like, wait, where the hell did he go?
And I suppose we're looking at this in retrospect, and he regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ. Yeah, I do think that in this instance, Hebrews is probably presenting Jesus as, I don't know about the angel of Yahweh, but certainly we're looking at a high Christology in Hebrews. Yeah.
So close.
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
They're like, oh man, got him. What? But it's so convoluted. It's unbelievable.
All right, let's go to the next question because we only got a few.
He's so close, guys.
But I have no.
See right there. That's what you get from it. Because look, dude, Alex, buddy, cosmic skeptic, you right here. I know you're a big fan. Dude, that's why they're doing this. Because he's so close. They're trying to just make you a Christian. That's it. And they think that you are getting closer to becoming a Christian, even though it's obvious you're not, but they think that's what's happening right now.
For what it's worth, I have no problem saying that Hebrews has a high Christology. That's kind of not an issue to me. But I think it is interesting to suggest that
Obviously, it's the book of Hebrews, man, in the New Testament. Of course, it's a letter from Paul. Of course, it's got a high Christology. His whole thing was Christ. What are you talking about?
retort to the idea of the angel of Yahweh being Jesus. I think that is an excellent point. Yeah.
Great job, Avery.
I don't think it's an excellent point, but whatever.
Wow, what a powerful response by God Logic, also known as Avery. He did a great job addressing Alex O'Connor. Alex, like many atheists and even many Muslim scholars, pushed.
I don't even know if you would say he's an atheist. He's just an agnostic now. You know, he's a lazy atheist. He's a lazy theist. A lazy theist. Yeah.
The idea that Jesus never claimed to be God. It sounds persuasive until you actually look at the evidence. Because while Jesus often avoided the title God, he completely fulfilled the job description in ways no prophet or teacher ever did.
Yes,
Let's unpack it.
Yes, he did, Nitty. What are you even talking? I don't know, Nitty. Are you really? What you think I'm gonna? I'm gonna have this debate with you.
Number one, Jesus revealed the character of God, not just the power of God. You see, when God chose to reveal himself, he didn't come in thunder or lightning.
Why does it feel like this guy talks weird? I mean, nothing against people talking weird. I know I do, but something feels off. Sounds like maybe he just got his teeth worked on or something.
He came in the person of Jesus to show his heart of love. Jesus says, "He who has seen me has seen the Father." John 14, verse 9. If you want to know,
yeah, he's got a new thing in his mouth. He's trying to get used to it, and it's just it takes a minute. It does.
what God is like, look at Jesus. Not just his miracles, but his mercy. Not just his strength, but his compassion. Every act of Jesus, healing, forgiving, welcoming, was God saying, "This is who I really am."
I love it when people do that. Hold on. And I don't know what your name is. Hold on. So Thino. We'll just say Thino, because I'm not gonna read the rest. So philosophy never gave atheism its truth claim. It's almost as if you don't understand philosophy and how that works. It doesn't. I love it when people are like, philosophy proves that. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's not at all how philosophy works. Philosophy is just an endless conversation about thinking about thoughts that you're thinking when you're thinking them. Like, it's an endless debate. It doesn't prove or disprove anything. It's just a whole lot of questions, really, more than anything.
Jesus is the most perfect picture and the most healing portrait of God's character. He didn't come to impress the world with power, but to reveal divine love. Point number 2. Under Moses, forgiveness required a lamb, a priest, and an altar. The Jewish people had to go to the sanctuary to find forgiveness.
How dare he say that? How dare he? How dare he?
Forgiveness. Yet Jesus bypassed the entire temple system and said in Mark chapter 2, "Your sins are forgiven." Even the Pharisees caught on this and protested, saying,
Pharisees like, hold on, you don't have a dead goat or nothing. How are you just forgiving people's sins out here? What is even happening? You gotta have a dead animal and an altar and shit. Okay, you can't just be out here saying people's sins are forgiven. What are you even doing?
And forgive sins, but God alone. And Jesus didn't correct them. He proved it by healing a man. He showed the invisible act of forgiveness by doing the visible act of healing.
What? I love that. It's so much just if you talk about bullshit like you know what you're saying, then Christians will be like, yeah, totally, yeah, sure. They're just nodding their head like this.
Jesus wasn't just claiming to speak for God. He was claiming to be God. Point number 3, the Sabbath.
He never, see how it's so funny because like his whole point is that he never actually says that I'm God. And he doesn't ever explicitly say it. That's why they had to vote on that being the case or whatever in, what was it, the Council of Nicaea or whatever, one of the councils, I can't remember. The old fathers, that whatever, they had to like vote on stuff because, you know, that's how you figure out what's true, I guess, about the Bible, is as long as they vote. And it's not like it passed by a lot. It was like a squeaker, like it squeaked by like a couple votes that Jesus was actually God. Jesus.
Was instituted by God himself. No prophet ever claimed authority over that. Yet in Mark chapter 2, verse 28, Jesus says, the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. In Isaiah, God calls the Sabbath my holy day. And if it's his holy day, then it's the Lord's day. That's not reinterpretation. That's divine ownership.
That is, you're just interpreting. Oh my God. God damn. This shit is so funny. The way that they'll just like read so far. He said my holy day. So it's got to be God. It's got to be, you know, like, and I don't even care, right? Like, I don't give a shit. But he didn't actually ever say it, which is the point. It requires this. It requires this brain blender bullshit, just interpreting it to goddamn death.
4, in John chapter 11, verse 25, Jesus declared, I am the resurrection and the life. In John chapter 10,
are resurrections and lives gods? Is that God? No, it's not. But I bet you're gonna make it into it somehow, right?
and he said, I have authority to lay down my life and to take it up again. He didn't say God will raise me up. He said, I will raise myself up. That's
So he's got it. So that's him saying, see what I mean? Jesus Christ.
different than any other resurrections that took place in Scripture. That is divine prerogative, life that flows from within him.
It's like, you make me want to do a show about this so I can argue with other atheists. All right, we can. Hey, I still got to have you on about the whole 45,000 denominations thing, okay? Since you seem to disagree, which is crazy because that's what Google said. That's not me. That's fucking Google, bro.
So in Jesus is life unborrowed and underived. Number 5, the Jews' reaction.
Oh, it's life unborrowed. Good. Okay. Now I was wondering about whether it was borrowed or not, but it's unborrowed.
And actually proves his claim. The Jews didn't try to stone Jesus for being merely a moral teacher. Blasphemy meant claiming to be God and doing what only God could do, forgiving sins. In John chapter 10, verse 30,
Not necessarily. I mean, blasphemy doesn't just mean that. It just was in that instance.
3, they said, you being a man, make yourself God. They knew what he was saying. John chapter 8, he declared, before Abraham was, I am. The Jews knew exactly what Jesus was claiming, what he was implying. Number 6, the earliest church didn't
But I mean, look, dude, you could still, okay. Here's the thing about all this stuff, all these interpretations. You could be some type of thing. If I were to like actually act like any of this could possibly be true, you could be some kind of thing that maybe has some level, like a demigod or something, right? Like some kind of creature, we'll say, that is God-esque, right? It's God-like, God-similar, right? But it's not a God. Not the God, right? Because they just believe there's the one, right? So he could just be a super badass angel. That's you know, him and God are like that. You know what I mean? But there would you wouldn't have like, it wouldn't be the same thing as him actually being the God. It could be different. Like the way that they act, like, oh no, it has to be that he's saying that he is the one and only God, when he doesn't say that. He's just saying that he's magical and he's godlike in a lot of ways, but he's, you know, but no, they have to interpret it to be, no, Jesus is definitely God because the Council of Nicaea totally voted on it.
invent his divinity. They sang it. Within 10 to 25 years of the resurrection, the early church was already worshiping Jesus as God. For example, there are certain Christian hymns that are actually embedded in the epistles. Philippians brings up the Christ hymn that's dated around AD 35 to 45 and calls him in the very nature God. Colossians chapter 1, there's another hymn that's embedded there, the cosmic Christ hymn, which praises Christ as the creator and sustainer. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16, the mystery hymn declares he was...
It's like, where's the undeniable evidence of anyone besides Christ resurrected? There's not evidence for that, dude. We need evidence for that too. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, who else is risen from the dead? Jesus didn't rise from the dead. That's just something that people say, man. It's not actually true. I mean, if you think that, then cool, but like, you don't actually have evidence for it.
Manifested in the flesh. Scholar Martin Hengel summed it up by saying the earliest Christology was already the highest Christology. They didn't elevate Jesus.
Yeah, before Abraham, I am. That doesn't mean that you are God. It just means that you believe that you are something that was before Abraham. You could be some other type of thing, is my point. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that he is a God. Like, not, I was going to say a God. He is the God, because there's just the one or whatever, which is why y'all have to do this weird, like, no, God, he's Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit are all the same thing, but there's three of them, but there's actually not, because logic doesn't matter at all here. You know, it's just the law of non-contradiction just takes a huge hit with the it's one but three but one, actually, because it's the three but
Jesus to God later on. They worshiped him as God from the start. The Gospels were already an expression of what the early church believed. Here's what I call the refusal argument. You see, what Jesus accepted, others rejected. What do you mean by that? Angels refused worship. Peter refused worship. Paul and Barnabas refused worship. Even when you're reading Daniel, Daniel refused to take credit that belonged to God. Joseph refused to take credit that belonged to God. But Jesus never did. He accepted worship. He received Thomas's confession, and he heard prayers and forgave sins. This is only something.
So he's super arrogant, man. He's just an arrogant dude. He was an arrogant dude that was like, nah, it's cool. You can worship me. Yeah, actually, no, I'm not. I actually like it. It actually, you know, it kind of tickles in like a good way, you know.
That God himself would do. If he were only human, that would be blasphemy. But he received it because he is God. You know, C.S. Lewis brought up the trilemma. He essentially said this: a man who was merely a man and said the sort of things that Jesus said would not be a great moral teacher. He would be a lunatic or the Son of God. So he's either a liar, a lunatic, or the Lord.
It can be a liar and a lunatic. You know, some lunatics are liars. Okay, just saying. Have you seen our president? Yeah, I'm just gonna, that was the end of the sentence. Have you seen our president?
And I'm putting my money on Jesus. Jesus didn't just...
That wasn't one of the options. the options. Okay. The options were Lord, lunatic, liar. Those are the options. He's like, I'm putting my money on Jesus. Jesus being what? One of those? Or?
Just talk about God. He showed God. He revealed divine authority through humility, divine power through love. He forgave sin and called himself the Lord.
Unless you're talking, you know, he's out there just calling people that aren't Jewish dogs, you know, so super loving, by the way. And he's just like, fuck the poor, clean my feet.
Lord of the Sabbath. He accepted worship angels refused and rose by his own...
What's up, Dave? How we doing, Dave? What's going on, man?
...own power. He didn't just display the might of God. He revealed the heart of God. God walked on earth and revealed himself to humanity 2,000 years ago. John says the word became flesh and dwelt...
He didn't, but okay.
...among us. This is the true glory of God. Hi, my name is Anil Kanda. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more exciting content.
Oh, I am excited for your exciting content. That is, who would call their content exciting? That is weird. I feel, and dishonest. I feel like, come on, don't lie to me. Don't say it's going to be exciting. It's not going to be exciting. Come on, man. Like, oh, it's just like, it's like a fucking roller coaster when you watch my content. No, it's not. Come on, get the hell out of here. What are you talking about? Anyway, all right, what else we got here? Let me see. Oh man, there's a bunch. There's a bunch here. Oh, yeah, let's watch this. This one's so stupid.
And they had the sign.
Was Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan of the Rogan sphere. Yeah, sure. Why not? And he's talking about the No Kings protest. And this guy, I guess, that was like trying to prove that leftists or whatever, or people protesting, don't believe in human rights. Because what about the fetuses? Those are humans, as long as equivocation isn't a fallacy.
That has gone along to a lot of protests. There's a lot of wild people there.
Oh, yeah, you've done some great interviews at those protests. Yeah, it's just when they're confronted with a person who's actually asking them questions, it's remarkable how few people know why.
Whoa, hey, thank you. Holy shit. What is that? I don't even know what these are. 129. Wow, thank you so much. Let me put it up. Okay, that's right in front of my face. Dude, what? Why are you putting it right? Well, I know it's not you, but somebody is putting it right in front of my face. No, it's not me. Shut up, Kevin. No, this is on you. This is on you, Kevin. Producer Kevin's trying to push it back on me. Nope. For fuck's sake, peeps. I really wanted to hear Brentley comfort the banana with the Lord God's lube, and now none of us will. Disappointed from that, that meme. Everybody's like disappointed, where he clearly read the stage directions and didn't realize it, and then it became a meme in the process. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, but yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. We are doing a thing with the what do you call these? You're like, you got to get to so many super chats, and then I'll do Ray Comfort using the products from AdamandEve.com. It's gonna be an impression of Ray Comfort using the products. I always want to say and services. They don't do services. They just have products, not products and services. Anyway, okay. Sex. Yeah, those are sex. I love giving sex. I love sex too. I really do. Anyway, yeah, come forward. I love how we all become 12 when we start making fun of Ray Comfort.
Why they're there. They don't know. Like when you get into specifics, this guy did this thing today where he was talking with people who know why they're there.
They don't know why they're even there at the No Kings protest. It's just, you ask, you're like, what are you even doing here? And they're like, I don't know. There's people outside, and I just like, what are they doing? I just gotta, what are we all doing? What are these signs saying and stuff? Anyway,
they don't know. Like when you get into specifics, this guy did this thing today where he was talking with people at the No Kings Pro. I'm going to send it to you, Jamie, because it's I mean, I understand why they responded the way they did, but it is absolutely.
Did you do you? Because what?
Absolutely fascinating to watch, because it just shows you what. Let me find this real quick. It just shows you how much these things that people.
Jamie, you can edit this kind of stuff out when he's trying to look for stuff.
People get involved in aren't bait. Oh, this ain't it. Hold on. Shit, I hate when I do this.
Most popular show on YouTube, yo. And he's like, oh man, I don't even know what I'm doing on my show that's got millions of views every single time.
I thought I saved it. I might not have saved it. Damn. Oh, I did save it. Oh, no.
Holy shit, man. What is wrong? You got hit in the head too many times. My God. You should start smoking weed. That'll fix it.
I might not have. I'm sorry. Sorry. No, I don't think I did. So anyway, this guy was he was interviewing people, and he was like, "Is this is about human rights?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like, are you guys like fully in supportive of human rights? See if you can find this guy. He's got a beard and long hair, and they're like, "Yes, absolutely." He goes, "What about for fetuses in the womb?" And everybody walks away. Everybody was like, "Yeah, that's unhuman," or that I don't.
Because it's fucking stupid, man. Like, are you serious? What about like the barely formed human that we call a human just so we can basically remove rights from, the actual human that's housing that not really a human yet, but maybe will be, There's a 1 out of 5 chance it'll just, be it will die on its own. But yeah.
And he does it to everybody. And he looks like a hippie, So he's like, so you guys are for sure for human rights? And like, oh yeah, human rights is why we're here. You believe in human rights for everyone? Yes. What about unborn babies?
Yeah, that's a stupid thing to say to somebody. When we're talking about human rights, like, it's like they don't understand how like words work. Like, yeah, that's not the type of human we're talking about. We're talking about actual humans that have been born. Because that's usually something that's required for you to be an individual, an actual human that breathes air.
And you see this look on the. It's almost like everybody's under a spell.
Yeah.
Like some evil.
But it's the stupidest thing somebody could say. I'd look like I was under a spell too, because I'd be like, how fucking stupid. What? What are you doing, man?
They are under a spell.
Yes, this is the guy. Yeah, this is him. Check this out. This is wonderful. I love when people do things like this.
I love it when people do things like this. What? Say stupid things? Yeah, I get that. That actually tracks.
Can you refresh? Yeah.
Them.
We're in favor of them.
For everybody?
Yes.
How about the unborn? Support human rights?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, they just roll their eyes because it's stupid.
For everybody?
Yes, of course.
Even people in the womb?
Even people in the womb, like there's just people just running around in there, they're just, what are you talking about, man?
Well, it all depends on if they're actually a baby or not.
Science says they are.
No, it doesn't. Babies are by definition born. they have to be born to then be babies. That's sort of how it works. God, this is what I mean. Like they just like redefine terms, and then they take something that has like kind of a blurry, like a blurry line, I guess, as far as like it's not like this or that, which they can't handle nuance at all. So it's like something like a human as it is developing and coming into existence. So like it's a human right now. It's already a human because it's already like no, it's part of a process that could lead to a human existing. But again, like I was saying, there's a 20% chance that they just will miscarry anyway, because that literally happens across the board. 1 out of 5 fetuses miscarry, period. So it's like it's a potential human, but we don't call potential humans because they're not humans.
Well, it depends on what science you're talking about.
96% of all biologists, according to the NIH.
No, that's not right. Like, where does he get that? Not, like, say that what fetuses are actually babies? Where the hell is he getting this?
It's on human rights.
I'm all for them.
It's like it's one of those things where it's like as long as I just say the stupid shit and then act like I'm right, then I cited a source. 96% of all science people say that fetuses are actually babies. What? No, they don't. What the fuck are you talking about?
Me too.
Especially now, right? Yeah.
For everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the unborn?
An unborn what?
Unborn in the womb.
An unborn. I like how he can't even answer the question. He's just like, an unborn what? There's like more than unborn. Like there's just like a lot of stuff can be unborn. What? Like what? An elephant? What are we talking about? And he's like, an unborn what? And he's like, in the womb. Oh, an unborn in the womb? I don't know what those are. I never actually heard of what in the womb. So there was like a bear or something in the womb bears. You know, they're kind of like polar bears, but they're different.
Yeah, and no rights for them. Thoughts on human rights? That's what we're here for.
What's up, Robin? How are you doing? Hey, and Tsunami, what's up?
For everybody, right?
Yes.
Including the unborn?
No.
Everyone has autonomy to not be killed, I think.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, because that's that's by definition not a human, man. That's like, it's like saying like, oh, do you like drinks? Yeah, like drink. What about the ones that haven't been poured yet? Do you like those? Well, then that wouldn't be a drink. Well, it will be, maybe. If I decide to pour the drink, it'll be a drink. Okay, but it's not currently. I don't know what we're doing here.
Well, he's like nothing. And he just
have
pulls
no
it.
Stop taking rights away. Get out of here.
Nazi lives don't matter. It says on that guy's shirt. That's
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Yeah, they don't. Because they think people's lives don't matter. See, wow, okay.
just screaming.
Yeah.
Nazi lives don't matter. Who's that guy? Give him some props.
Here's how it works. When you're running around saying other people's lives don't matter, you're giving everybody permission to say that about you. How do you know? Based on something like, I don't know, the categorical imperative or something like that, right? If you are putting it out there that certain groups of people don't matter, guess what we can say about you now? By your own moral fucking standards, you don't matter. That's the point of the shirt, man.
What is the channel?
Idiot.
thesurvivors.us. That's him. J.
Good work, man.
Rowell.
Yeah.
ROWL. He only has 704 followers. That's outrageous.
He's gonna have a few more now. I
He'll
reckon.
have more now. That was
Yeah, good job. Yeah, you just pumped up an idiot. But thanks. You're definitely not a right winger at all.
very fun. I mean,
Look,
look,
that guy's nodding along. You can see he's like ready for the next yes. I think he goes, oh, no.
it's so weird. That's such a good trick. It's such a good trick, but it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yes, that's the point. If you said one person in life doesn't matter, then couldn't people say it about you? They say that an entire demographic of people's lives don't matter. That's why it's funny to say it back to them. That's the whole point.
To watch this, like ideological.
It's a joke. Like it's a joke. That's the whole point, man.
Boundary. Like, nope. Yeah. No nuance there. No room for nuance.
And I don't remember if you played the
good God. Are you Yeah, no room for nuance. Are you fucking stupid, man? That's you. You're the one that has to be so absolutist that the second a couple of cells start to cluster, you're like, that's a human. Because we're nuanced. So the second some cells come to human, that's a human. Because we got to have this black and white shit. It can't possibly be the case that it's just part of a process that may or may not lead to a human existing. No, it couldn't be that.
When we were here last, I went to a pro-Palestine protest, and there was, there's a lot of people there. Some of them are interesting and make good points, but there was this group of 6 young kids, and I walked up to them, and they had a sign which says something socialist intifada, right? And I was like, I don't know what socialist intifada means. So I said, what does that mean? And
it literally said just the word something, or you can't remember what the sign actually said.
And he was like, sorry, if I'm being honest, I picked up the sign over there. And I went, do any of you know what intifada means? And none of them. An intifada is an armed uprising. That's what it means, right?
What do you think, like, AI defines socialist intifada?
It's crazy that they actually does he really expect me to believe that? Like, I don't believe that. Show me the footage, dude. Like, some dude, it's like, I don't know. I got it at the sign machine. You push a couple buttons, a claw gives you, just they bring them to all the protests, okay, just so they can give out the signs more effectively.
Let's
find out.
It depends what AI you ask, John.
Let's ask Perplexity. Perplexity is one of our sponsors. Let's see what socialist.
How smooth was that? He's good at plugging.
No, but I really want to know, like, what AI would say.
Wasn't a socialist would be a uprising of people, because it's about social things, like people being social. So people, what the fuck? Oh my God!
Like, that sounds preposterous.
Yeah.
I want to know how AI would describe that.
Preposterous. It sounds preposterous. Who says preposterous? Don't say that.
Yeah, because sometimes ChatGPT is just, you ask them these questions and went, well, you know, it depends who you are. Some
Tries to
people
be
might,
cagey.
some people might say that it's an uprising, and others might see it as blah blah blah. And
Yeah, that's how fucking words work, man. Like you know, there's like multiple definitions to words, right? Like that's how words work. It's based on common usages. That's why when you look at a dictionary, there's not just one definition, and it's not the dictionary that decides the definition. It's the common usages, and then based on those common usages, we apply a definition, multiple definitions, because there's multiple ways to use words. Holy shit!
like, I've
How
asked you a
does
question.
perplexity define it, Jamie? How do you define socialist intifada?
Intifada.
God.
You see, we're in Britain. We know how to spell that word, mate.
Yeah, that word doesn't get chucked around a lot out here.
Mate, every day we come out, it's the Intifada. It's like, of course it is. You know what I mean? Like,
People hear about it on Twitter and they go, I don't know what they're talking about. They just scroll down.
come to Britain, you'll find out, my friend.
What do we got?
Wow, man, this show is just fabulous. What a good, most popular show on planet Earth we got here.
Oh. Here it is. Socialist intifada combines two distinct ideas, the Arabic concept of intifada, and the political ideology of socialism. So the meaning of intifada means shaking off or uprising in Arabic, and historically refers to popular resistance movements, particularly the Palestinian uprising against Israel occupation.
So it doesn't mean an armed uprising, just means an uprising from the people.
In 1987 and 2000, it denotes collective rebellion, often led by the oppressed, using acts of protest, civil disobedience, and sometimes violence to resist injustice and occupation. Interesting. Also,
So nothing was contradictory or anything about the sign. You just don't understand the words that were on it.
often led by the oppressed is so interesting.
It's an interesting addition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an interesting addition.
Of course. What do you? Oh my God. Really? Like, that is so interesting that the oppressed people would be the ones doing the uprising. That is so strange. What is that about? You know?
Seems like that's human. That's a human addition to this thing.
Oh,
You know?
that's a human addition. Like, that doesn't sound like robot thoughts. Like, what the fuck? What?
Socialist intifada refers to the framing of the uprising not merely as a national liberation struggle, but as a class-based social revolution. Marxist and socialist movements view such an intifada as a mass movement of workers and a youth using class struggle methods. Send in the tsunami right now.
Oh, that's tsunami. They mentioned tsunami on the show here.
Send in the tsunami and make people live off fish that they have to catch for just a month, and all this shit goes away. Just give me something.
Tsunamis now. Tsunamis numbers are going to skyrocket too, just like the weirdo unborn guy.
Yeah.
Give me a small asteroid. Give me something. Give me something. Give me an alien invasion. Just give me something to fucking.
Yeah, Drusilla, exactly. Hey, Drusilla, how you doing? Drusilla said, millionaires are known, for their rising up against the people, since they're they would never need to do that.
Shake these kids by the collar and go, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and live your life. You're not living your life.
Yeah, just let genocides happen. Just don't even care about other people and they're like what's happening Jesus Christ, man.
And you're
what an asshole.
Fucking up everybody else's lives.
But we all
what? How? By saying that they care about people that are literally being genocided out of existence, but like hospitals getting blown up, even fucking Catholic churches are getting blown up in Gaza. But just shut up. I'm gonna grab him by the collar. Stop caring about other people. Just live your life, bro. God, shut the fuck.
So have to take
What an
responsibility for this. The adults, the people, the colleges, all those people need to take responsibility. So I went to a Palestine protest at UCLA last year in May time. And I thought it was
Maytime.
Run by the kids. There were a lot of adults there who weren't students at UCLA. And the kids, when they saw what I was doing, and I was doing interviews, they were like, he does.
What's my opinion of black people? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have read that. I didn't realize it was going to be taken down. That was pretty funny. I guess we're getting a lot of right wingers here. Okay. Okay. What about black people though? Like thumbs up, down, thumbs. Are they right? Right? No, I don't know. What do you think?
Doesn't go to my college. He doesn't go to my college. He doesn't go to my college. That dude's in his.
What has happened to our collective? Like, what has happened to the right wing's brain? They've just all fucking melted.
Early 50s. He's not on the faculty staff. What is he doing here?
Yeah, they're being paid. they're part of an NGO. They're part of something that's
oh my God,
decided that this is a good idea to get these students to be engaged in these things.
Oh my God, man. Jesus, it's like they know nothing about like the long storied history of college protests is like just the most normal goddamn thing on earth. Like these things have been happening since the beginning of colleges, and they're like they must be being paid. Yeah, they're paying them to care about stuff like that. Jesus Christ.
And it's funded. That's what's weird.
When I went to, we had
no. What's weird is that you actually believe that because you're an idiot.
Protests, I'm sure you saw, which were about illegal immigration. People would protest outside of like illegal immigrant hotels where they're kept, and you had.
I bet those people weren't paid though, right? The people protesting, like the right winger protesters, are never paid or anything. Those are genuine human beings.
Protest doesn't counter protest. One thing I noticed is like all the pro-immigration protesters, they all have like professionally
Ryan, hey, what's going on?
made signs. It's all organized.
Oh, yeah. No misspellings.
No,
Ember's back.
And when you dig when you dig deep, it's organized by all these very well named organizations. You know,
Yes.
Stand Up to Racism or whatever.
Yep.
And then you dig deeper, and it's the Revolutionary Socialist Workers' Party or whatever behind it.
And this is all the stuff that Mike Benz covered.
What does the organize? Like, so if somebody, how do you have a protest that nobody organizes, man? Like, seriously? Like, this is what. So if somebody organizes it, then it's, oh man, it's not legitimate because somebody organized it, and it happens to be a socialist group, which, you know, happens to be a group that actually cares about the human rights of like everybody, you know, all the people in society, you know, so socialist society. What
a lot of that stuff's being funded by USAID. You know, Rep. Paulina Luna, you know who she is?
You had her on.
No, that lady's batshit. She is actually my representative in Congress
Recently,
yes. Yeah, fascinating.
I didn't vote for her. Okay, she's a fucking idiot.
Just her telling me about the Book of Enoch and alien stuff. That's why I had her on. Like, she believes in angels. She had like a diagram of angels.
She believes in angels and the Book of Enoch being about aliens.
Angels that she put up on her Twitter. I'm like, this lady might be nuts. This might be fun. But she posted something on her Twitter yesterday that shows all the people that donated to the No Kings protest, like, and the number of corporations that donated and how much money's involved in it. It's bananas.
Yeah.
If she's accurate, if what she's saying is true, it's like, this is crazy.
And the
There's
leverage
so
you can
much
get
money.
now is.
I don't think it is true, but you'd have to pay a lot of these people not to protest, dude. Given everything that's going on right now, are you kidding me? And you actually got to believe that they were paid protesters. It's so weird how they are like on the right. They're constantly saying about like how the left is ran by money, when the right are the ones that have like a literal billionaire president who actually brought in, you know, his Doge guy, who's the richest billionaire on planet Earth. But it's the left, the people that are advocating for the rights of the poorest people on, you know, in the country and everything. And those are the ones that are being paid by everybody. They're like, oh, you got to pay people to care about poor people. That's what it is. Are you what? How do their brains do this?
so easy. You don't actually need a lot. Like, for example, do you know a group called Extinction Rebellion? Are you familiar with this?
No.
So this is we have this in Europe mostly. You guys don't have it here because you're like, we're going to burn all the gas we want, right? But in Europe, obviously, climate is like a massive issue, net zero, etc., which is, I think,
there are no Epstein files. Okay, man, cool. Whatever you got to tell yourself to sleep better at night. Your boy's a pedophile.
Terrible idea. But anyway, we
Get
have
over
this
it.
movement called...
Just deal with it. Just, put that compartment in your brain next to the other compartment in your brain that makes the two actually have to contend with one another. Okay?
Called Extinction Rebellion. I went to one of their protests. There was literally 40 people there. But if you have a protest with 40 people and you film it and you put it on social media, no one can know it's 40 people.
Right. You
So-
just hear a lot of
God.
noise
Are
and
you
see
serious?
people and you go, oh my.
Oh my God, these people are so sad. They just want to believe whatever they want to believe. Like, oh my God, the internet has ruined us. It's like made it so that people can actually just decide that reality is just whatever they'd like. They have evidence be goddamned. Nobody uses evidence to come to conclusions. I start with my conclusion, and then I look on the internet to find some dipshit website that's like says the stuff that would validate what I'd like to think.
God, there's a protest.
There's a
People
protest.
are outraged.
Yeah, people are outraged. This is a big movement. You know, the public really, and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the leverage you...
It's literally like the largest protest in history. Like the evidence is so thorough. Like unbelievable. Wow.
Can get with a very, very small amount of money and a small number of young, impressionable people is powerful. And then it goes on social media where it's stripped of the context and suddenly we all believe this thing is real.
Right.
When it's 40 people.
And then when you also have to take into account, if you go into a room with 100.
Okay, but what if what about the cameras from what about the people that were there and saw the thousands and thousands of people? Like, what about the people that filmed it from the fucking roofs, from the oh my God. But you're gonna sit there and go, no, in New York, it was actually just like 40 people. But those angles, those camera angles, they're deceptive.
People. At least one of them is a fucking idiot. Okay?
That'd be you. That's you. I don't know what you're talking about, but you.
So, I mean, if you're being really generous.
Yeah.
So, if you're in a country of 30 plus million people, we don't really know. That's at least 3 million idiots. So it's not hard to get 100,000 retards holding signs, walking down the street, and especially when they get.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, holy shit, he's a piece of shit. Oh my God. This dude is like the biggest garbage human wow. So you're just like, oh, because there has to be, so mathematically speaking, if you have this many people, you're going to have X amount of stupid people. And those are all the ones protesting. Why? Why are they stupid? Because they actually don't want a dictator taking over our country and consolidating power and breaking any kind of system that could possibly hold him responsible for the crimes that he committed?
Get older, because as people get older, they generally slow down and they don't think as well. And if you look at a lot of these No Kings protests, what are you seeing? You're seeing geriatric people holding signs. So you got old losers, not even just losers, but old losers, where this is the end of, they're just looking for anything to get them out of the house. They're watching The Price is Right. They've already seen that one. And they're like, let's
This
just.
is so weird. Dude, who's paying him to say this? Right. Because like the No Kings protest is so clearly like a challenge to the power. It's like, it's a flicking off the powerful, And so of course, there's going to be the powerful. They're like, can we delegitimize this shit somehow? I know. The most popular podcast on planet Earth. I'm going to need to call up Joe and tell him to call, all the people protesting the R word and stuff. Jesus Christ.
Join in on the no. We shouldn't have a king. And then next thing you know, they're out there with the sign.
Yeah.
And you can get 100,000 of those easy. Easy, especially if you got a lot of money and you're organizing and you get on Facebook and get involved in them groups and you use the bots and all the bots. Like, this is important that we show up in mass and let him know he's not a king.
And it's also
or I mean, yeah, maybe just people just don't want a king, man. We could see what he's doing. The only people that can't see what he's doing are the idiots that are like drowning their brain in propaganda. Because they're like, they're so their identity is so like rooted in their belief systems that are whatever the wealthy people want them to think. I mean, really, the right wing, everything, all right wing interests are just whatever billionaires would want you to think. That's just it. Just take whatever you think a billionaire would want people to think, then just look at the right wing position. Oh yeah, that's just to a T. That's everything. I mean, you can take it all the way back to like COVID. Who are the people going, COVID doesn't matter, it's not real? Who are those people? Oh, it was the right wingers, because the shareholders were like, why is everybody not working? Why is everybody just staying home? Oh my God, I need my money. I don't care if you kill your grandma, go back to work. It's fake. It's fake. Climate change, another great example. Who's against climate change? The right, because of course they are, because the fuel industry is like, why is everybody caring about the planet being destroyed and dying and everything? Can you just stop? It's not real. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a conspiracy. Really, it's what it is. It's all driven by money. Yeah. I'll just tell them it's the opposite. Tell them the thing that we're actually doing. I'll say that they're doing the thing that we're actually doing. We love doing that.
So as well, what I find really fascinating from a psychological perspective is the use of chants. In that you go to these protests, you watch, and it's all about chanting. And what's so powerful is the chants rhyme. And it almost becomes musical, and the crowd just gets whipped up in the fervor of the chants. But you look at what the chants actually mean, and most of the times they're utterly nonsensical.
No, oh my God, you're stupid. David is an idiot. Kamala had more. I'm sure you said some wrong name. Yeah. Had more rich donations. Trump had like 5 donators. Dipshit. Like, go look into like anything. Do you care about what's actually true, man? Do you actually want to know what's actually true? Or do you just want to just like have an argument and just be able to say stuff just so you can feel like you're right? My God.
Cool. Like there was one which was
it must be nice. I gotta say, it must be nice to be like just not caring about reality, just not giving a shit what is actually true at all. It must be just, my God. Like, no, I'm just going to decide that whatever I want to think is what I get to think. How, oh God, it's so sad. I could never be, I honestly wish I could be that deluded.
We won't be free until Palestine is free. And you go, what does that actually mean? What does that actually, are you not free? I think this is not in the UK, but I mean here in the US, you're pretty free. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that you then, but they would argue that. But then
are you? It's weird that they try to break down slogans. Like, no, it's logically deduce this thing, man. Hold on, but you are free. You're in America, and you're saying that you can't be free. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. It's like, holy shit, dude. They're saying that like we can't, like, it's like we aren't free as humans while there's a genocide going on and nobody caring about it. That's what they're saying. Genius. Holy shit.
The moment you drill down, you actually go to them like, what does that mean? Like socialist intifada. The reality is they just can't explain because it's a chant.
One, you got to give them credit. One thing about the geriatrics is they don't get violent. Like this No King's protest was
don't or can't.
Well, they
or it's just, the left isn't violent. That's the right. That's why they're out there, doing all the mass shootings,
kill each other every now and then. But there was no violence, and a lot of people, which is pretty good.
Wait, was it a lot of people? Because I thought it's amazing. They can contradict themselves. Like within seconds. I thought it was everybody being paid, man. I thought it was just 40 people, and everybody's just pretending that it was this large. Oh, now it's huge, and they were not violent. And so that means they're old. That means they're all old. Not this, that, they're humanists on the left that just aren't violent. My God,
Great. That's a good sign. That's great.
Unbelievable.
And look, people in a free country should be able to protest. I think
100%. The problem is if you're organizing a protest and paying people to protest, and if there's documentation that the metadata from the cell phones are the same from protest to protest, and that they're traveling on buses that's paid for with tax dollars, like
what?
Hold on.
What? Is he trying to say? Did he just say that like they're paid for by tax dollars? The buses that are taking the protesters? Is he saying the government that is what is being protested is paying the protester to protest them?
What are you really doing? What are you really doing? This isn't really an organic protest. You funneled money through an NGO, and now you're hiring people to show up and wave signs to give the illusion. Look, this is what they did.
Oh my God. Wow. This dude is he's just paid propaganda at this point. Like, why would you say this? Like, why would you feel the need to say this? It just does not make any sense unless... Like, why would you delegitimize this? Why are you trying to delegitimize the largest protest in like American history? Jesus Christ. Unless you're just on the you just like the guy that they're protesting.
During the Kamala Harris campaign, they filled up stadiums with people coming to see her. And the same people went from stadium to stadium. It became a job. It became a job, but it gave the illusion. So that's deception.
Wow.
That's deception.
Oh my God. Are you fucking... It's crazy, dude, that it's like, he's like, that's deception. That's deception. The side that he's advocating for, the right, are the ones that literally have the lady yelling about demons going, and strike, and strike, and strike, and strike, and saying like, the demons are all the demon craps. Those are it's like, that's not deceptive. Using all the religious people to try to enact your kinghood or whatever. Jesus Christ. Everything the right does is deceptive. Like, using all the religions, like religions are just inherently deceptive, obviously, because they're just like, just tell me, just believe the thing I want you to. Although you'll be tortured for all eternity if you don't believe the thing I want you to believe. You'll be tortured. But if you do believe the thing that I want you to think, you get to go to a magical amusement park in the sky with your family for all eternity. Okay, don't you want to do that? Believe my thing. Believe it. Believe the thing I want you to believe. That's not deceptive, though.
And that should not be legal. That should not be a legal thing to do. You're engaging in propaganda. You know, you're openly manipulating people's perspective. You're paying. Those aren't audience members. Those are customers. You're paying them.
Yeah.
And what
demonstrate the evidence that you've got for that actually being true, man? Because like you're just saying stuff. Holy shit. It's like, oh, you're paying people to go. It's like they just can't handle. So many people are actually not cool with the dictatorial takeover of the United States of America.
What is your take? What is it that they want when they say no kings? What do they want?
They think Donald Trump is behaving like a king.
Duh. Because he has all three branches of government and can do everything the right way if he wanted to, but he's not. He's just decreeing shit like Doge. That was a completely illegitimate organization. Like, it wasn't real. It wasn't an agency. You have to like have agencies be approved by Congress. That's how you do it. And he could have done that. He had all three branches of government. He had all the votes he needed. He had everything. But no, he's got to break all the rules because he's a fucking criminal.
How so?
Because, he ran on a platform.
But immigrants need to follow all the rules. Okay, immigrant now. There's a right way to come over to this country now. Okay, there's a right way to do it now. No, Trump doesn't have to follow any rules. What he does, he's a white guy. He's a billionaire. He's a white billionaire. He gets to do whatever he wants. What are you talking about? Rules. No, immigrants, you're brown. You got to follow rules. You got like literally all the rules, and we're going to change them constantly, so that you don't even know which rules to follow and which ones not to, so that we can arrest you when you're trying to go to court so that you can get your papers and shit.
And was elected and won every swing state and the popular vote. And then once he got in, he did exactly what he said he was going to do, which is
Exactly
that
what
makes
a
you
king does.
That's what makes you a king. And then he let them protest, which is also what a king does.
Right.
Yeah.
Like no, he didn't send the troops to stop the protests. And in fact, he congratulated them on doing a great job. And he said, "I'm still your president."
Yeah, I saw that.
Tweet's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's a very like pull up the tweet that he made.
So because he didn't send the troops, see, this is that absolutist black and white thinking. They're like incapable. It's either all or nothing, right? Hey, I didn't do one thing that a king might do, so not doing anything that a king would do. That's the logic. It's called a fallacy of excluded middle. And it's just this all or nothing, black or white thinking.
I guess it's not a tweet. It's like, which I still say tweet. I tried.
It's a truth.
I tried X for a while, and I can't say it. I say Twitter.
It's still a tweet.
I might say X, but you tweeted.
That's right.
You know, and if it's Truth Social, it's going to make its way to Twitter, and then it's a tweet.
Yeah.
It's like you can't retruth something. That doesn't even make any sense.
You know, the thing that
Saying it's a truth doesn't make any sense, and it's just so obvious. It just makes it so much more clear how much of a fucking liar he is. He's like, I'm going to call my lies just truth. Just as the platform that puts out my bullshit, I'm going to call it truth.
we have in this country, I don't know if you have it in this country as much, is just the way the policing is biased. The way that they will arrest Graham Linehan for 3 relatively innocuous tweets, one of them was a joke, and they will arrest him the moment he lands on British soil, 5 police officers. You get other people saying heinous things, or you get, like I said, the example of Zara Sultana saying, we're going to fight
Britain. I don't care. Like I got no idea what he's even talking about. Do you have any idea how much shit we got going on here in America? You think I'm going to pay attention to fucking England?
them in the streets.
Right.
But that's fine.
Right.
And nothing comes from that.
Jesus. God, it is so sad. The right is like going crazy trying to like delegitimize the disdain that the masses have for this dictatorial takeover, dude. Like they're gonna do everything. It's not real. There's only 40 of them. Oh, there's like a whole bunch of them. Like it is the millions, but they're all old, and that's why it's peaceful. And it just one argument just trampling the other because it doesn't have to be consistent. His audience are fucking idiots. They don't care. They don't care about what's true. All right, where are we at here? Let's see. Russell Brand exposes the core lies of materialism. Okay. Yeah, actually, let's do that.
That I think you guys are going to appreciate.
Guy. It's the fisherman with the Union hat, but the South. He's got the South's mustache, but the Union's hat or something. I don't know. Anyway. All right. So apparently Russell Brand is talking shit about that materialism stuff.
Materialism posits that we are nothing but dead matter, random, nihilistic, random and arbitrary processes heading nowhere. And as the great mathematician and Christian John Lennox says, that posits that the...
Oh, God, it's a turning point. This is a turning point. I was going to say, this isn't a turning point. This is the fisherman, the Union Southern mustache guy. What are you talking about?
Mind that came up with that theory is itself a product of randomness.
First of all, you've got to know how happy I am.
It's Drusilla's favorite, by the way. She loves this face. I mean, just look at that. I think we need to make a poster of this guy's face. Send it to Drusilla. She could put it up in her living room too. No, her guests need to see that.
I am to see that Russell Brand is aware of John Lennox. If I played any part in that, this entire channel's project is worth it. Okay, now I want to scrub forward in this Q&A to a question that is asked to Russell.
He left Katy Perry. I didn't know that. That's funny. He left Katy Perry at the altar. All I knew about him was that, okay, he was kind of funny in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And it's basically the same character. Well, that he is or was, I guess, just in reality. But then character he's ever played since. So I think he's just one of those people that plays himself, but like just use a different name for each movie he's in.
About why he has chosen to follow Jesus. What brought him to this place, and why is he following Jesus, and what does it mean to his life? Okay, he gets into some.
He's following Jesus. I can clear this up for you right now, buddy. He's following Jesus because that religion is obsessed with more like making all behavior evil, and then making it you being a good person when you just are forgiven. So all behavior kind of just becomes meaningless with that kind of worldview, because it's all about forgiveness for the awful and disgusting, heinous things you do. That's why they always attract so many PDF files to Christianity. It's amazing how that works, because any religion that's obsessed with forgiveness gonna have a lot of PDF files.
Really interesting stuff here that I think you guys are gonna appreciate as well. So let's dive in.
Hi, Russell. My name is Faith Williams. I'm a student here. I had actually just watched your interview with Charlie days before his passing, so I was extremely happy to hear that you were going to be speaking at our school today. I was just wondering what the moment was where you sat there and you were like, there's nothing I can do but turn to Christ.
In my country, I got accused of sex crimes, real serious sex crimes. At the same time, my little son was born with a heart condition that required surgery.
So Blitz said, most of these new Christians are not really Christian. They just know they have to wear the label to be able to grift on the right. Actually, it doesn't sound, as far as I understand, doesn't sound like you're making like a no true Christian or no true Scotsman kind of argument. You're just saying like they don't actually believe this stuff, right? They're just pretending so that they can, like you said, do the grift thing, right? Is that what you're saying?
Everything fell apart. I felt his presence in the darkness and in the chaos. I was forced to recognize that I'd been again in...
It's Chuck. Yeah, old Chuck. The guy that's always trying to kick that football, man. She keeps pulling it away, and he keeps on doing it. I don't know why he keeps trying to kick it. It's stupid.
In false idolatry. False idolatry requires as one of the partner components self-worship, self-regard. I've always inclined towards that. I found it very...
It's so strange. But he's like, I actually do worship myself. And so that's where he's going, I guess, because they always have to say, Christians always love to say that, like, if you don't worship my God, well, you're just worshiping yourself. You self-aggrandizing narcissist. That's what you are.
Easy to get involved in myself, solipsistic circular thoughts, endlessly thinking about myself. When I got famous, I felt like it was a remedy for the feelings of worthlessness and shame that I'd long carried. Shame.
What's up, Dad? Steve Lee, how we doing, dude? So you should see the Christians in prison. I bet, yeah. I bet they're lovely.
That I'm not good enough. Shame of the disobedience of being cast out of the garden, I now know. But a kind of shame and hopelessness and despair. I felt that if I became famous, if I became big and grand and admired and adored, and if I was able to, if women were attracted to me and if men wanted to be like me, I thought that would be a resolution. And somehow when I got there was an ashen taste to the flavors of our culture. Their menu offers dishes without nutrition. As it all felt...
That was deep. That was deep dish. Deep. You know what I mean?
Apart around me, as it starkly became clear that the false idols that I'd worshipped, sex and fame, had almost sarcastically turned to taunt me in some dreadful helix.
God, he has got fucking main character syndrome like a motherfucker. Wow, dude. Wow.
Like the chroma.
Everything is about me. And that's why reality was messing with me. It was laughing at me. Because my bad behavior got me in trouble. And then people were just like, that guy's a piece of shit.
Chromosomal DNA, the signature that if you don't allow it to reflect his glory, will inform you that you are a unique individual snowflake and you should worship what you want and you should fear what you fear and you should make your own personal faith and religion about your own personal desires and cravings. All this comes...
or none of that, or you're just a person that just happens to like some stuff, not worshiping it, just enjoying it. They love to do that. They're like, hey, if you don't worship Jesus Christ of fucking Nazareth, okay, then you are worshiping Star Wars. If you like Star Wars, if you're like one of those Star Wars, you're worshiping Star Wars. Okay. Like, no, dude, people just like stuff. They're not worshiping is a very specific thing.
Tumbling down. But first, it's not like I could see the cross. Firstly, I couldn't see it.
I think you're right, dude, about him being fake, because this is a role he's playing. He's like, I could feel it in my butthole. I could feel it just so deep.
First, there was just like an emptiness. I live in the UK. I lived there before I came here to be in glorious exile among.
Really? Damn. And here I am thinking you must be Mexican or something. What?
You magnificent people, you former colonists, you Boston Tea Party anarchists, you lunatics, you radicals, you free thinkers, you Christians, you.
It's like you free thinkers, and there's like Christians. Yeah, those are the freest thinking people ever. The people that literally feel guilty for thinking thoughts. If they aren't in line with their religion, they feel good. Stupid, stop thinking stuff. Oh my God, I gotta ask forgiveness. I gotta ask forgiveness for that thought. I thought that maybe my whole religion wasn't true for a second, and then it was the devil. It was the devil. I gotta feel bad for that, but I'm a free thinker though.
I live in a valley there in the UK, a valley carved by time, by ancient glacial time. There in the valley by the river with my dog, I felt like I was in the scars on his back. There in the valley by the river with my dog, I could feel almost, beyond the senses, the formation of the cross. I already have him tattooed on me. I already know Jesus.
You didn't say tattooed right. You left out the second T. How do you say tattooed without the second T? Hold on, let's hear that again.
Valley by the river with my dog, I could feel almost, beyond the senses, the formation of the cross. I already have him tattooed on me. I already know Jesus. We're in a
tattooed. It's like when British people pronounce the word water, and it's just like they don't have a T in there. It's just water. Come on, say the fucking T's, okay?
Post-Christian, but once again,
and cross them too, and dot your I's.
Christian culture. His iconography, his message, his glory is everywhere, if only you can see it. And suddenly, with this kind of stark, visceral clarity, I felt him and I heard him. Funny enough, someone sent me Pastor Rick Warren talking on some TV show that could have easily created an allergic reaction in me. Televangelism.
I have that same allergic reaction to that fucking guy.
Husband and wife team, fantastic slick hair, all teeth and tax breaks. And Rick Warren, he sat there unremarkable and described the suicide of his son without self-pity or shame, just pain. Just the pain that...
Wait, am I mixing up? Aren't the Warrens like the ghost people? And is that now? Am I thinking of somebody else?
God will help you with, like the pain of a widow left with 2 children who knows she has a legacy. In pain, you will find him. In self-pity, you're on your own.
Now I have to look up Rick Warren, because I thought that I knew who he was. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. No. Give me one second. Rick Warren. No, never mind. He's not the one. He's a mega church pastor. Okay, in California. All right. Damn, he's 71 years old. Yeah, that's too old, man. He must have been out protesting. That's probably what it was.
And something peeled away in me as I watched my life fall apart, and I knew that my son was an opportunity. I knew that I was being given something glorious. And any of you that have lost a child, and may that child rest in peace, or any of you that have looked after a sick child or been in an intensive care unit and seen your kid with tubes up their nose and wires in their body, you'll...
Yeah, I actually just hang out there a lot of times. They always ask me to leave. They're just like, what are you even doing here? Are you like with one of the... I'm like, no, just hanging out. Is anybody using this bed? I'm just gonna use it. Yeah, I'm gonna play video games over here. It's cool. It's like, no, you guys keep doing your thing. No, that's cool. I'll just
know what it's like, the relief and the power and the glory and the dedication of people that give their lives over to the care of children. You recognize above all else there is meaning, there is purpose. Who creates meaning and who creates purpose? It is said the world is not made of atoms.
You do, man. Like, it's so weird that they don't seem to understand the basic concept that is subjectivity. You know, they just, it's like their brain just can't handle subjectivity. Meaningful. Something can't be meaningful to nobody. You can't have like meaning to nobody. That doesn't make any sense. There isn't something that is meaningful outside of all human opinion, or just all opinion, period. You can't have it. It doesn't make, like, I'd say logical sense, but just like any sense whatsoever.
The world is made of stories, and the greatest story is the story of him that maximally sacrificed from a position of maximum innocence, maximum power unused. And he, what did he leave us?
Maximum power unused. Good one, man. You need to go start a church, bro.
Stories,
wear some skinny jeans that have the pre-ripped skinny jeans, you know, maybe some shirts with like a shirt with like a skin tight shirt that's like a V-neck, because you clearly love that, with some rhinestones in there.
He lived the story. He created the story. For story is meaning. And that meaning you may often find in pain. And I pray you don't have to find it in the severe pain that I've alluded to and that we're all aware of given the nature of this event. But I found our Lord in pain, in great pain. But through that I have experienced his glory.
You found your meaning in pain. And, you know, yeah. Okay. I mean, he's relating this to Jesus or whatever. But, you know, whatever. Pain is just a constant, dude. Like, that's just part of life. Everybody's going to experience pain. The best thing to do from pain is, you know, try to grow from it. So, you know, I don't think that's what he's trying to say here, because I almost feel like taking a religious route is actually the opposite of growing. It's rejecting growth. It's just, no, I'm just going to think this stuff over here, and then I don't have to think anything, really, because all my thoughts are just predetermined for me.
And through the death of self, as St. Paul says in Galatians, he is being born in me. I can feel him. I can feel him now. I'm weak. I'm fallen. I'm hopeless. I'm selfish. I'll put myself ahead of other people. I'll do all sorts of dumb stuff. But in him,
still doing it. You know, you haven't improved at all.
I can participate in the only glory that matters. There is a banquet available to us. A banquet. Do not take the culture's crumbs when this banquet is available to you.
I think they have enough awful people in the church as it is. We don't need to be adding to that. Okay.
The feast of the Holy One.
They're full. Okay.
He describes it as the false idols turning on him.
Oh shit, dude! I totally forgot you were even here, man. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. You go say some stuff. How long? Wow. Okay. Oh, that's right. He's a back end boy. That's what I call the people that are always like, we're going to watch a clip and then I'll meet you on the back end. And then they just steal other people's content.
To taunt him. And that's exactly what idols do biblically. They promise freedom, but then they deliver bondage. I don't
think idols promise anything, dude. They're just a statue.
So couldn't help but think of C.S. Lewis in The Weight of Glory when he said, we are half-hearted creatures fooling about with drink and sex and ambition when infinite joy is offered us. Like an ignorant child who wants to go on making mud pies in a slum.
Drinking while you're having sex is not, I would say that's some pretty good thinking. If you figured out how to drink and have sex at the same time in a very pleasurable fashion, that's doing some good thinking.
Because he cannot imagine what is meant by the offer of a holiday at the sea. That's exactly what Russell describes, chasing the mud pies of celebrity, unaware that there was a...
The mud pies, okay.
holiday at the sea waiting in Christ. He says, there's a banquet available to us. Do not take the culture's crumbs when the banquet is available to you. He says, I have been crucified with Christ. I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. That's the measure, not how
the tortured to death guy, he's inside me. This all makes perfect sense.
eloquent or emotional a testimony sounds, but whether it bears the marks of the cross, whether the person has truly been branded by.
Am I better? You clearly haven't heard me talk about myself on this program. Very up. Yeah, you need to watch more than a few minutes of this show, dude.
By Christ, death to self, birth to a new life, glory that belongs to God alone. Now, to be clear, Russell is still a person in process, as we all are. But if what we just heard is a true reflection of where he's at on a spiritual journey, then
it's not. It's not. He's clearly playing a role, and not well, I might add.
I think
it's like it's kind of a testament to how much y'all will buy as long as people are saying the stuff you'd like them to say. You're like, yeah, I believe it. Look at that. That guy's genuine. Whenever he says the stuff I want him to say, whenever he says stuff that I don't, then he's not. It's not. He doesn't actually mean it.
It's fair to say that he is no longer a performer looking for an applause. But
no, that's exactly what he's looking. Are you what? Oh my God! This is the way you get an applause after doing a bunch of sex crimes, dude. Holy shit!
A man beginning.
You go to Christians. Christians like, yeah. Did you ask forgiveness? Okay, those victims don't matter. Jesus will deal with them. It's fine. He'll make them Jesus will make the victims feel better about it. Don't worry. Did you ask forgiveness? You're good. You're good. You can do all the sex crimes you want. That's why we don't really care about the Epstein list anymore.
The greatest adventure of life, to follow the way of Jesus, to die in order to live. For truly, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. I hope that will be true of Russell. I hope that will be true of me. I hope that will be true of you.
It is. It is true of me. I didn't hear what you were saying, to be totally honest. I was kind of not paying attention.
Watching this video, this world offers nothing of lasting significance, only temporary happiness. But in God's presence, there is fullness of joy, and at his right hand, there are pleasures forevermore. And God, by the way, is...
It's so weird, too, the way that there's just temporary stuff on earth, but God will give you forever types of joy. And like most of the time, these people are like miserable, just looking forward to that time. Like someday I'm going to die, and then I'm going to have some pleasure because I'm going to go to heaven. It's like, God damn, dude, just stop. Just enjoy the experience that you know that you get, which is now, which is here. Enjoy this life. This is the one that you know that you get. You don't know that you get that one. I know they're telling you that you're going to, but they're wrong. Okay, let's be real. They're wrong.
Knowable. He's not just a character in a book called the Bible. He's not just a theory or a concept. He is personal, powerful, and knowable, and he wants relationship with you. Start by reading the book of John.
Oh, okay, John. That's well, that was the last one to be written, which it was actually written after Revelation, funnily enough. But it's the first one you're supposed to read because it was like they solidified the Jesus is God thing probably the most by the time that one was written. So that's where you need to start, and then you can read the other ones through that lens after it's poisoned you. As you're reading Mark, when you're like, why is this Jesus guy not that powerful? Why is he like didn't even heal the guy right the first time when he spit in the mud and then put the mud in his eyes, which is a pagan ritual too, by the way, that most people I guess don't understand that. But anyway,
you can just Google it. It's so easy to do. I hope you enjoy this video.
Just Google it. Is what Jesus will give you eternal happiness?
I'll see you guys in the next one. Cool.
Oh, that was fun. All right. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody, here's what we need to do. And I keep forgetting to I actually need to, as soon as I get done here, I have to go make a video and send it to Helen for we're raising money for some friends. So it's tomorrow night. I'm running late, but it's tomorrow night. And we're going to be doing a fundraiser. It's on Skeptic Haven. Everybody show up, give all the money. Give them all your. You don't need groceries this week, okay? You know, it'll be good for you to just not eat this week. Just give them all your money. But yeah, Skeptic Haven. I'll put the link in the show notes after the fact. But yeah, just okay. I Drusilla, I see what you said. I will check my messages. I know I always forget to do that. I don't use the internet enough. I know that's I need to get more online. I do the show and that's like it. And then I just stare at the wall. Literally. Like that's what I do for the most like anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh, I got a new video. And you gotta watch it. I'm doing a lot more short form content, so check it out. It was really honestly, it was probably I think honestly one of the funniest apologist debate types videos I've ever witnessed, and it was the worst I think I've literally ever seen an apologist do in a debate. So yeah, check out that video. I think it's going to be out in the morning tomorrow, so check that out. Like I said, I'm not doing as many live streams at the moment, but I'm going to get back. I'm going to get back to it. Just kind of going through some stuff. So it's just taking up all my time. But thank you so much for hanging out, and I really appreciate all y'all. Just hanging out, having fun, commenting, and chatting it up. And I will be back. I want to say soon, right? Yeah. I think Sunday. Sunday we'll be back. We'll see. I think that's what I'm going to do though. But be looking out for the short form, the shorter content. Like it, share it. Watch it 17 times. And then tell all your friends to watch it 17 times. And anyway, but thanks for watching, y'all. If you want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, or you can do this other stuff. Okay? Become a patron at patreon.com/punkapostate. You can do a one-time payment on Cash App. Our cash tag is punkapostate. You can become a member of the channel Punk Apostate, or you can email me at my Gmail account, punkapostate. Yep. And join our Discord, which is called Brentley's Check. Anyway, and follow me on all the socials. All right, y'all. Make sure you eat at Cracker Barrel too, y'all. That's really important. It's they need the business. Okay, they're hurting. All right. Here's me as a MAGA cowboy. I don't know what I would say. Anyway, all right, love y'all. Here's me, like what I've been doing lately. This is me as soon as Trump took over. Anyway, all right, y'all. I will see you next time.